Hello and welcome back to Football Daily. With the World Cup now over and the transfer window reopening very soon, let's take a look at 10 moves that could end up being a mistake for your club. 10. Sofyan Amrabat to Liverpool. We kick things off with Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, who have been linked with a move from Moroccan international Sofyan Amrabat. The midfielder enjoyed an impressive World Cup for his country, where he proved an integral figure in their run to the semi-finals. As is the case with any player who performs well at a World Cup, there were immediate talks about a move, and Liverpool appeared to be the frontrunners. His work rate in the middle of the park for the Atlas Lions was nothing short of superb, breaking the record for the number of times he recovered possession for his side, with 57 recoveries, more than any other player at the tournament. But he is unlikely to come cheap, with Fiorentina very much aware of the post-World Cup market, valuing him at around €40 million. This would probably be something of an overpayment, especially given that his defensive numbers still pale in comparison with that of Fabinho and Thiago. Unless they can reduce that asking price, Liverpool may be better off giving those minutes to a developing Curtis Jones. 9. Isco to Wolves. It seems pretty mad now to think that only 4 years ago, Isco was one of the most highly rated midfielders in Europe. But despite being only 30, the former Malaga man now finds himself without a club. Having fallen out with the Sevilla hierarchy after just 6 months at the Andalusians, the Spaniard has been linked with rejoining Julen Lopetegui at Wolves, but this is a move that we think makes little sense for the Midlands side. While Isco certainly remains a talented player, the former Real Madrid midfielder has been inconsistent for some time, falling out of favour at Los Blancos long before he left them for Sevilla this summer, following the expiry of his contract. The 5-time Champions League winner has not played over 1,000 league minutes since the 2019-20 season, while he has contributed to just 10 goals in that period in all competitions, a continual decline year on year. We reckon it would make sense for Wolves to make a move for a younger alternative to that of the Spanish international. 8. Jan Sommer to Bayern Munich. A miserable Christmas for Manuel Neuer saw Germany exit the World Cup at the group stage before a festive ski trip ended with him breaking his leg, ruling the 36-year-old out for the rest of the season and leaving Bayern Munich scrambling for a replacement. World Cup winner Emi Martinez and Borussia Mönchengladbach's Jan Sommer are reportedly both on their list, but in our view the German giants should hold tight and put their faith in their existing options. Backup keeper Sven Ulreich is in his 7th campaign with the Bavarians, and when he last stepped into Neuer's shoes in 2017-18 excelled, not only keeping clean sheets in 40% of his appearances, but actually conceding 2 goals fewer than XG predicted, as Bayern reached the Champions League semis and won the Bundesliga, conceding just 28 goals in the league, fewer than in every campaign since. And if Ulreich can serve out the remainder of 22-23, Bayern then have youngster Alexander Nubel to call upon, a 25-year-old currently on loan at Monaco and whose 77% save rate over the last 18 months beats Neuer by 3%. Shelling out money on a short-term option is a panic move by a team which have allowed 4 goals fewer than the next best German side and remain odds-on to win an 11th successive title. Save the money for a striker instead. 7. Marco Asensio to Arsenal. With Gabriel Jesus condemned to a lengthy spell on the sidelines, Arsenal are already looking to bolster their forward line. And one name that has been consistently linked to the Gunners in recent times is Real Madrid's Marco Asensio, who has seen his future at the Spanish club put in doubt for some time, despite recent talks of a contract renewal. While the Spaniard has contributed to 6 goals in 15 appearances for Los Blancos this term, his consistency has regularly come under scrutiny, having only contributed over 10 goals once since joining the 14-time UCL winners in 2016-17. Furthermore, his best role may not necessarily be the best fits for Arteta's side either, with the player preferring to operate out wide on the right, a spot occupied by the vastly superior Bukayo Saka, while his performances as a centre-forward leave plenty to be desired. He may not be the most expensive option available on the market, but given Arsenal's needs, it is hard to see where Asensio would really help the North Londoners on the pitch. 6. Josip Juranović to Atletico Madrid. A run to the World Cup semis puts Celtic's Josip Juranović in the shop window. Sky Sports suggests that Barcelona and 2 Premier League sides are sniffing around the Croatian, while Scottish reports put Celtic's desired fee at north of £20 million following his starring role in ousting Brazil from the quarter-finals, a price that would trail only Kieran Tierney among departures from the SPFL. Unfortunately, there's little to justify that fee. Juranović won possession just twice a game in Qatar, but that was an upgrade on the 1.6 he manages in Glasgow, with a third of his challenges failing. In fact, current Atleti right back Nahuel Molina, now a world champion, wins the ball almost twice as much, as well as matching JURANOVIĆ for dribbles and aerial success, and the only area in which the 27-year-old really excels is in chance creation, where his 1.6 key passes is admittedly strong, but not vastly better than Molina's 1, and arguably a better fit for an attacking possession side like Celtic than a positionally conservative outfit like Atleti. Making a big investment on the basis of 540 tournament minutes is never wise, and JURANOVIČ is not young enough to warrant a hefty outlay. With Atleti already facing financial hardship, this is a mistake they could do without. 5. Mykhailo Mudryk to Arsenal. Nothing captures the imagination of football fans like lightning speed, and Shakhtar Donetsk's Mykhailo Mudryk might be the fastest player in Europe right now. The 21-year-old shone in the group stage of the Champions League with 5 goals and assists in 6 games, and could arrive to bolster Arsenal's title surge in January, with Fabrizio Romano naming the winger Arteta's transfer priority. Mudryk is clearly great, balanced, skillful and blessed with game-breaking pace, which has brought Shakhtar more counter-attacking goals in European football this campaign than any other side. But at a reported £85 million, would it really be good business? The Ukrainian only scored his first professional goal in September 2021 and has just 13 career strikes to his name. He's completing just a quarter of his dribbles in the Champions League, and his shot and key pass numbers are only so-so, while Arsenal have other areas to strengthen, with the midfield still reliant on the fitness of Thomas Partey. Split the Mudryk money and the Gunners could invest in a promising young 6 and a quality attacker, while keeping to their long-term plan. Break the bank for Mudryk and you run the risk of a second Nicola Pepe. 5. Jordan Pickford to Tottenham. Goalkeepers could be at a premium in 2023, with Man United and Chelsea both seeking new number 1s, and that is likely to make life difficult for Tottenham. Club captain Hugo Lloris greets the new year as a 36-year-old and is clearly in decline, with a worse save percentage for the 4th season running, while stats suggest he cost his team 3 goals over the first 15 games of the campaign, moving the keeper search from optional to urgent. But it's hard to replace a man with over 400 club appearances, and early rumours are not encouraging. Press reports suggest Conte could target Everton's Jordan Pickford, now 28 and valued at £30 million, but there's little evidence he'd be an upgrade, with a lower save rate than Lloris in every season since 2016, as well as claiming fewer crosses, completing fewer long balls, sweeping up less often, and even making more errors over the last 6 years than the notoriously inconsistent Frenchman. Pickford is not a bad keeper, but he'd be among the most expensive options, and lacks the quality to justify that. Spurs need to look harder. 3. Matheus Cunha to Wolves. Sitting rock bottom of the Premier League with just 8 goals scored this season, it is clear to see that Wolves are lacking badly when it comes to finding a consistent scorer. Their current highest scorer in the league is Ruben Neves with 4, while their striking options of Sasha Kaladzic, Diego Costa and Raul Jimenez have a combined tally of just 1 so far this campaign. With a desperate need for something in attack, it seems like Julen Lopetegui has turned his attention to Atletico Madrid's Matheus Cunha in a loan deal with an obligation of £34 million, but we're not so sure the Brazilian is the solution to their problems. The 23-year-old has yet to score a single goal for Los Rojiblancos this term in any competition, while he hasn't ever netted over 10 goals since his first season in Europe with Sion back in 2017-18. Given their current situation and need for reliable outputs, this move seems to be more of a panic buy than a well thought out solution. 2. João Felix to Man United. With Cristiano Ronaldo having left the club after his contract was terminated during the World Cup, Man United's depth in attack, particularly in the striker department, is looking thin. The Red Devils were already looking for long-term solutions to their striker problems back in the summer, with Dutch star Cody Gakpo the most prominent name to be linked with the club. But following his demands to leave Atletico Madrid, João Felix is the latest name to find himself on Erik ten Hag's radar. The Portuguese forward has not enjoyed a particularly fruitful spell with Los Rojiblancos, having failed to reach the heights of his 20-goal breakout season with Benfica, with the 23-year-old having never scored over 10 goals for them in all competitions since joining. And despite his demand to leave Atleti, the Spanish club will not let him go cheap, with a reported asking price of £100 million, a lofty sum considering he hasn't shown the level to justify that fee. Given United's need for a regular goalscorer up top, spending such a big amount on a player who is not an out-and-out number 9 could cause more problems than it would solve. 1. N'Golo Kanté to Barcelona. Xavi's Barcelona may be top of La Liga this Christmas, but they still haven't cleaned up their transfers. Of the 8 players they signed in 21-22, 5 have left and 2 more could go in January, and new boys Franck Kessié and Marcos Alonso are already linked with moves away. But while all this plus their financial troubles could have made Barca more careful in their dealings, the Blaugrana are ready to make another big splash in 2023, reportedly targeting Chelsea's N'Golo Kanté. The Frenchman has been a defining player of the last decade, winning the World Cup and Champions League, but at 31, it's tough to see his value to Barca. Having played over 3,000 minutes a season between 2013 and 2019, he's averaged under 1,900 since, and this campaign he started just 2 games, missing the World Cup with injury. He's not even the defensive machine he once was, with 4 tackles and interceptions per 90 to Busquets' 3, and worst of all, his current contract in London nets him roughly £290,000 a week, which would be a serious problem for a club which spent 103% of its income on player wages in 2021. With Busquets now 34 and clearly slipping, reinforcements are necessary, but Barca needs to focus on long-term value, not big names. Kanté would be another step on the path which has brought them close to ruin. Time to wake up. So those were our 10 transfer mistakes your club could make in January, but do you agree with our entries, and if not, why not? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like, and if you're new to Football Daily, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.